Hi folks, Kilt-Man back again. Got another little entry for you in my new Terror Tracks series, looking at the macabre music that really gets under your skin and unnerves you, particularly effective at this time of year, being Halloween. No collection of spooky music could ever be complete without reference to this fabulously ghoulish and purely unearthly score to Dario Argento's 1977 classic Suspiria. I've already talked about this film a bit in other videos, and I've mentioned the music as well, but Goblin, Italian prog rockers Goblin, or the Goblins as they were sometimes called, they knocked this out the park. I mean, the visuals of the movie were one thing, the avant-garde direction and sheer balls-out hyper-stylistic violence was another crucial element. But the music, coupled with the visuals, made for one hellish psychedelic trip, to the depths of the abyss and beyond. Pounding rock music, weird screeching voices, whispers, sighs, moans, a bit of synth, relentlessly barbaric and baroque at the same time, and yet all born out of a very haunting, simple opening melody. Anyway, a sort of music box type thing. This is not the music of Hollywood. This is deeply, unnervingly European in its texture, its flavour, and its sheer otherworldliness. No one else had ever come up with anything quite like this for the movie. Argento had used Goblin before on his film Deep Red. It's a great mesmerising effect. Again, a blistering, pulverising soundtrack. I'm going to play you a couple of tracks here because these, wow, and you're gonna feel this one, folks. So be prepared. Setting the scene, we've got Susie Banyan, played by Jessica Harper, arrives at the Freiburg Dance Academy, and she's turned away initially from the door during a raging, hellish storm. But when she tries to get a hotel back in town, she's actually witnessed another girl fleeing from the dance academy into this, this hullabaloo of sort of a storm, rainstorm, and she's running pell-mell through the forest. And Susie sees her, from a taxi going back to town. Anyway, this other girl winds up back at her friend's apartment back in town. And she's unnerved, she's babbling stuff, she's purely in terror. So her mate's just going, look, just calm down, you stay here the night. Hey, what's wrong with you? Just calm down. And this storm was still raging outside. Anyway, she leaves this girl in the bedroom, to, settle down. But as this music begins, she will witness these two feral yellow eyes outside the window. And as she peers closer, this hand, this hairy hand, a bit like that, will force her head against the glass, and then as she's screaming, through the glass as well. And then outside, she'll be repeatedly stabbed with one of these things. One horrible moment with her chest opened up, you will see her own beating heart, boom, 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 and the killer is going to stab in a close-up shot into that beating heart. Then he's going to tie a noose around her neck and send her catapulting through overkill or what, catapulting through a stained glass skylight. And as she hits the end of it to this shocking bit of music, she's there, the camera will pan down to reveal her mate, who's been banging on the door trying to get in but can't get in, and then tries to raise the alarm. There's a murderer! Everybody, there's a murderer! Ah! The camera pans down and you'll see that she has been caught in the shard of glass and this broken window beneath her friend, and she's got to pane the glass by setting her face and some woodwork from the window frame itself in her throat and in her stomach. So yeah, a double murder. It's been always known as the double murder. Anyway, you're going to hear the music which leads up to that murder, and then, because it's a different track, I'm going to put in the actual music of that murder. So, folks, do stand by. Guitars, riffs, melodies, something that sounds like, the devil's own didgeridoo, oh, this bizarre bellicose sound. You know, it's just so unearthly. It's a cacophony of carnage, you could say. Anyway, let's get on with it. So this track is called Sighs. Suspiria is the mother of sighs. Mother Suspiriorum is the mother of sighs, hence the name Suspiria. That's the witch that they're dealing with, because the dance academy is run by a coven of witches. Anyway, here we go. Here's Sighs. Most of the voices you hear are from Claudio Simonetti, who was the frontman of Goblin. A lot of the tracks in the film you'll hear, witch, witch. That's him again. You know? So bizarre. Baroque. Gets into you, doesn't it? I mean, coupled with the visuals and the pulverizing violence, you sit there and your eyes are literally, you can't shut them, you can't look away, you can't shut your ears. You know, you may want to, but you just suck it in, you're drawn into this. It's intense, powerful and deeply disturbing stuff. This is an elongated track. It doesn't play like this in the film. It runs up to where she gets pulled through the glass and then stabbed. This bit here is the finale, where the camera pans down and you see her mate dead on the deck as well. But the sound of the murder itself would be here. So we're going to get onto this now, and this track's called Witch. So if we move to about here. This is the girl getting repeatedly stabbed. Oh, and it's horrible. There's that didgeridoo. Whoa. to the voices, the wailing and screaming. She's getting stabbed. And the mate's banging on the door. Let me in! There's a murderer! Help me! She can hear the mate screaming. And she can hear this fucking music as well. It's so horrible. And they're just still stabbing her. Then he's going to tie this cord around her. And the head's already gone through the stained glass window. She's lying on this stained glass window, and the head's gone through. And then it gradually... down she goes. Pounding, relentless. Can you imagine being at the Flicks in 1977 when this audio-visual gore fest hits you and literally pulverises your senses? It's sensory overload. Argento was never as good as this again. He'd worked with Goblin again, but their scores would never equal the power and grandeur of this. While I'm in the mood, this is the opening track. This is the opening sort of lullaby. It's hard to believe that out of this, that musical butchery took place. It's still creepy though, isn't it? This score has been released, God, so many times. But the thing is, there's not that much music in the film itself. But there is, but it's the same tracks will appear again, repeat several times. Most notably, that glorious guitar intro to Size. You'll hear that a good couple of times. And the mixture of weird percussion, voices, unearthly effects, synth coming in, and the drums and the guitars, the rock elements. It's operatic in its scale. And it's so inventive, so creative. One instruction to the band: terrify. I think they delivered. You do get the sense you're entering another world entirely, and there's no going back from it. The minute that movie starts and this music comes on, and you follow little Susie Banyan, dead ringer for my wife. We see her walk into this storm. Oh no. And nothing but blood and chaos is going to greet her. Oh. Hear that vortex? What's going on? It's off its head, isn't it? Okay, folks. Gonna let that one go there while it's still bleating in your ears. Stay safe. Stay happy. Stay Suspiriatum.